If you ever experience a sudden mental breakdown during the day or feeling like you lack of control over your screen times, you want to find a better ways to complete all of your work and improve your lifestyle in general. Well, I guess we're in the same boat. See, lately I've been having a lot of negative thoughts. All my goals and plans seems to be very blurry and out of reach. I usually found myself on the phone instead of doing what I'm supposed to, and at the end of the day, feel really bad for not completing all my work. That's when I knew there was something wrong in my daily routine and I have to change it somehow. In this video, I will show you 5 habits I just picked up recently, which help me increasing my productivity, gain more positive energy throughout the day, and have a better control over my life. So, the first habit I want to talk about is morning meditation. I usually do this right after getting out of bed and brushing my teeth. I usually spend about 10 to 15 minutes every single day sitting on a chair, close my eyes, feel the environment and the energy around me. During this session, I usually come up with obstacles and questions that I have at the moment and how to improve the situation. I also think about goals and plans I have set, how my life will look like when I reach it, and how to get one step closer to it. This really helped me to get a better picture of my goals in general, stay focused on track, really spend time and energy to do things that help me achieving the goals. With such little effort, meditating every morning brings me a lot of benefits. It's helped me gain more focus on my task, more positive energy to start a new day. After that, I like to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes on some easy exercise and stretches. Usually it's just some push-up, abs exercise, and end up with some good stretch. And no, this is not a replacement for my actual workout. This is more likely act as a boost of energy for me before I go out there and do my work. Our day are divided two different stages, sleep and wake, or people might call it as sleep-wake cycle. And when you're getting out of bed, you're entering that very early phase of wake stage. This is when our body still feel very slow, and when the exercise kicks in, our body actually releases a chemical called endorphins, which make us feel better, increasing our mood and make you feel more excited. And stretchings help a lot with increasing our blood flow throughout the bodies, and in results help we feel even more energized. The reason I do such a little effort for my morning exercise routine because a lot of study about habits actually state that the easier the task, the more likely you will be able to adapt over the more complex one. So if you guys try to pick up any new habits or skill sets, make sure to master the basic one first. Out of all the habits I talk about in this video, this is by far the most important one in the list, so hear me out. You can gain way more control over your day by simply plan your day ahead. Here's the thing, our day are simply made out of a chain of non-stop events, and those events I like to classify into planned and unplanned events. And most of the time in our day, we got interrupted with lots and lots of unplanned events. Whether you have to go grocery, you have to pick up your mom, or even overslept, over considered as an unplanned event. And those kind of unpredicted events really add up and take all of the time we have. So at the end of the day, we cannot finish what we planned in the beginning. For example, you have a whole Sunday for yourself and you want to complete your school assignments, but some magical reason somehow at the end of the day, you never get it done. Does that sound familiar? So that's why I think plan out your day ahead is very important. Right now for me, I use a system of 3 apps. First of all, Apple Notes. This is where I note out things that I need to be done, to-do list, and any idea that pop up in my head that I want to work more on. After that, I can decide what day I want to execute it and filling it into my Google Calendars. This is a stage that helps me sketch out my day and have a roughly visualize of how it will look like, so that I can move to a more detailed stage later on. And yes, you can always use the Apple Calendars, but I just found Google fit my needs more since it has more features and the design seems to be a bit more user-friendly. And in the last step, I will create a detailed schedule for my next day using this app's called Structures. This is where I combine bigger tasks from Google Calendar with my smaller daily activity all together to create a complete chain of activities. When doing this, just make sure you create enough gap in the middle of your task so that any unexpected thing happen, you still be able to complete what you have planned in the beginning. This process takes me only about 10 to 15 minutes every night, so it's not something that crazy to pull off. But it does help me gain way more control over my day than I did before, and also the fact that I give every task a set amount of time, I end up completing all of them way faster than I thought. So it's not only helped me gain more control over my day, it also helped me be more productive. And in results, I end up with way more spare time so I can use those in what I found meaningful for me. Another bad habit I notice most of us have when it comes to sleeping is we used to have one final check before turn off the phone and close our eyes. But that one final check feels like forever, and when we realize that, another hour has passed. Back then it used to be a huge problem for me too, and when I woke up, I got sucked into the flow of social media again, which cost me a lot of time in the morning. I know we all once read article about how blue light in general really messing around with our sleep quality, and using phone before sleep badly affects your sleep-wake cycle. So I want to introduce you guys to this bad boy. I know it looks like a brick, but it's actually an alarm clock. The main reason we kept our phone next to us while sleeping because we need an alarm to wake us up in the morning. So with this alarm clock in my room, it solved the problem, and I can finally isolate my phone out of the bedroom at night. For me, I start the isolation around 10 PM, so there will be no more tempting of that one final check before I go to sleep. As a result of this, I finally went to bed on time and have a way better sleep quality than I ever had before. And the next morning waking up, I can easily get out of bed with a clear mind instead of 30 minutes consuming random content on the internet. Another habit I just recently picked up that I want to share with you guys is I write and journal down all of my expense. And it's really helped me taking control over my financial situation. And the platform that I currently use right now is Excel. It's really helpful for me to track down all of my monthly payments like rent, food, and other daily expense. Overall, help me get a better connection with my own money, and from that I can identify whether it is a good or bad spending trend. In that way, I can adjust any bad spending habits as soon as possible. Alright, hope you guys enjoy the videos. As you can see, my background is a bit different, which is because I just moved to a new place, and I will post a full documentary about it, so stay tuned for it. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and I will see you on my next videos. Peace.